Can you imagine losing everything just because of one decision? One single moment of pride that changed my entire life. It happened almost 40 years ago, but I remember it like it was yesterday. Back then, I was just a young man, stubborn, hot-headed, and so sure that I knew better than everyone else, especially my father. My father was a strict man. He didn't smile often, and he rarely gave compliments. He believed discipline was the foundation of life. And me? I wanted freedom. I wanted to live on my own terms. If he told me to go left, I wanted to go right. If he told me no, I wanted yes. We fought almost every day. And one night, that fight went too far. I still hear his voice in my head. You'll never be successful if you keep living like this. You'll waste your life. And I shouted back, watch me. I'll prove you wrong. I'll leave this house and never need you again. My mother tried to calm me down, tears in her eyes. My little sister held my arm, begging me not to go. But pride was louder than love that night. I stormed out, carrying just a small bag and a heart full of anger. The city greeted me with bright lights and endless noise. At first, it felt like freedom. No one to scold me, no rules, no restrictions. But freedom has a cost. Jobs were hard to find, money slipped through my fingers too quickly, and nights were often spent hungry and alone. Still, I refused to go back home. My ego wouldn't let me. Then, a twist. I met Carl, a businessman who seemed confident, successful, untouchable. He saw something in me. He said, "Kid, you've got potential. Come work with me, and you'll never struggle again." For the first time, I felt seen. Finally, someone believed in me. Within months, I was earning money, wearing better clothes, renting a small apartment. I thought, this is it. This is my proof. My father was wrong. But fate has a cruel way of teaching lessons. One day, Carl handed me a folder of documents and asked me to deliver them. I didn't ask questions. I trusted him. But those papers weren't ordinary. They were part of an illegal deal. And when the police stormed in, Carl vanished. I was left holding the evidence, the humiliation of being handcuffed, dragged like a criminal. It broke me. The newspapers called me a fraud. My neighbors whispered behind my back. And the hardest part, I knew my father would read about it too. 2 years, that's how long I spent behind bars. 2 years of cold nights, hard beds, and endless regret. I replayed that night I left home 1,000 times. My mother's tears, my sister's cry, my father's anger. And I asked myself, was my pride worth all this? When I was finally released, I was no longer the same young man. My hair was thinner, my eyes older. I carried scars no one could see. And with trembling steps, I went back to my hometown. The house looked smaller. The street seemed quieter. I knocked on the door, heart pounding like a drum. My sister opened it first. She gasped, covered her mouth, and hugged me with tears running down her face. But then, the truth hit me. My mother was gone. She had passed away while I was in prison. I wasn't even there to hold her hand in her final moments. That guilt still burns in my chest to this day. My father had aged too. The man who once stood tall and unshakable now leaned on a cane. When he saw me, I expected him to slam the door, to curse me, to call me the failure he had always warned I'd become. But instead, he cried. My father, the man I thought had no softness in him, broke down in tears. He hugged me tight and whispered, "Son, I never wanted to be right. I only wanted you safe." Those words shattered me more than prison ever could. All my stubbornness, all my anger, it felt meaningless. Life didn't get easier after that. I had to rebuild everything from scratch. Some people never trusted me again. Opportunities came slowly. But the hardest battle wasn't with the world. It was with myself. learning to forgive my own mistakes, learning to value love over pride, learning that time lost with family can never be returned. Now, as I sit here, an old man with more past than future, I share my story not because I'm proud of it, but because I don't want you to make the same mistake. Family is not perfect. They'll argue, they'll scold, they'll frustrate you. But they'll also be the only people who cry when you're gone, the only people who wait for you when the world turns its back. Don't let pride blind you like it blinded me. Don't walk out on the people who love you most, because one day you might look back and realize you lost years you can never get back. And trust me, that regret will weigh heavier than any prison walls.